Right, so here for this example, what I did, I just opened an empty project on VS Code, on Visual Studio Code. I was on my terminal. I created a folder, just, preview screenshot. And then I created, so that folder, I went inside, I opened that empty folder in VS Code. And in VS Code, that was my prompt, build an Electron preview and screenshot maker, Apple screenshots. And it's basically to generate automatically the screenshots for your Apple Store listing, and automatically with the agent mode now available on Visual Studio Code. I know it took a while to be available on Visual Studio Code, unlike Cursor or Windsurf or similar competitors, but now it's available. And I selected in my case, I selected Claude V4. So Claude V4, at the moment I'm recording this one, it's June 8th, so that's the latest model. And now it's generating the project. Just continue here. You can pause it as well, it's funny. And so you can pause it. As far as I knew, Cursor doesn't have that feature to pause. Sometimes, you are on the train and you have to leave the train, you have to turn off your computer, you cannot have data internet, and you have to pause. Otherwise, you have to redo everything again, and so it will require new tokens, and that was also always the issue I had with Cursor. You are in a coffee shop, you are doing something, building something, it's about to close, you have to leave the establishment, you have to leave the shop, you have to turn off your Wi-Fi, close the lid of your computer. What do you do? With Cursor, every time I had that issue, I had to restart again from scratch, and again new tokens being used for the same prompt I have executed already. With VS Code, it's so handy because you can pause as well. So here I will just continue. It's taking a bit longer, and that's fine. Usually you have that, but you have to continue by yourself manually. So for Copilot, the extension, in my case, I always use the pre-release one. So if I go here, you see, I have the pre-release one. So I can switch back to the release stable version, but I prefer the pre-release one. And I believe they patch more often, like bugs and things like that. So to me, the pre-release one is almost more stable. I'm not 100% sure with Copilot, but that was exactly the case with Cursor. Cursor, they ship so many features. And if you also have the option to use the pre-release, the alpha version, the one like the canary release or the stable release. And the stable release had way less patches, and so it was less stable finally than the pre-release one, where they patch so often. It's a bit more buggy, but they would patch directly they would release directly a patch to patch a previous bug. So finally, it wouldn't be that unstable. So that's why now I take the habit of also doing the same for Copilot by switching to the pre-release version mode, basically. So you would receive the pre-release updates. All right. So now we still continue. And so you see, like, my project was completely empty and it created me all of the files. So again, before I had nothing, and now I have the package.json, the readme, the src. It didn't do the npm install yet, but that's fine. And I will have to ask Copilot to have a .gitignore as well for like the node modules and the folders I don't want to commit to my GitHub repository. But that will be for later. And we can see here we have a source folder with app.js, index.html, main.js, again, index.html, main.js. That's because it's an Electron app, and that's like the kind of architecture you would have in an Electron app. I didn't specify that I wanted TypeScript, so by default it will create a simple JavaScript ES6 project, but I do prefer TypeScript, but I can always ask later to convert my project to TypeScript. So yeah, that's fine. So let's go back to my project here. Let's continue to use the MCP here, the Claude MCP. And so again, that's why it did ask me, are you sure? Like, do you trust this? And so on. You see, like, write file, desktop comment, MCP server. I said continue. And now it's the same here. Note that MCP servers can have indeed malicious. So you always have to be careful. Yeah. And I do continue here again. And so we are continuing having our beautiful app, the previous screenshots. It will be so helpful for me. I did a similar app for thumbnails for YouTube, actually. YouTube thumbnails. It's on my GitHub. You can have a look. So my GitHub, very simple. Here we do, is it author? And that's my email address. And then homepage. So I will show you my GitHub. Just make it a little bit bigger. And my GitHub is ph-7. And yeah, that's my GitHub. So just so you know, so homepage ph-7 ph-7 -7. That's the GitHub. So you will see the other project I'm speaking about for thumbnail, for YouTube thumbnail maker. It got a huge success actually. So, and I use it every day for all of the thumbnails I'm making for my YouTube videos. So yes, that's the one. Oh, it had already a author actually property. Oh yeah, there. Yeah, that's fine. I can remove this one. Yeah. All right. So now it's continue. Maybe I will ignore the changes added there because cursor is actually making changes at the same time. Sorry. But yeah, I do continue. I mean, I was saying sorry to Copilot, but that's okay. We'll just close it without saving, so it will not disturb. And you see, automatically now it's also creating a README. Before it didn't have the README. You see, no README. Now if I do a ls to list, now it has the node modules and it got a README as well. You see, like progressively, you have more files. You have more files. And if I do a lsa to see the hidden files, oh yeah, I don't have a .git ignore yet, but maybe it will create automatically for us as well without us specifying for it. But I know I made a little mistake that I should have mentioned what kind of language I wanted for my Electron. Like I wanted JavaScript, but let's keep it simple for now. And you know, JavaScript is fine. It's just easier and especially easier to maintain as well, less prone to errors and, you know, type and missing arguments and incorrect data types. But that's okay for now. We are basically building a proof of concept. And nowadays with AI, it's so simple to migrate a JavaScript project into a TypeScript project. Before, I remember with my team, that was at Honeywell. It was in 2022. Our entire team was working for migrating some backend services from JavaScript to TypeScript. And yeah, like three people working full time to migrate. Of course, it's like legacy code and it's very important. And, you know, otherwise you have a lot of debt. The tech, you know, the tech debt, technical debt it can slow down everything. But nowadays, thanks to AI, back then, AI, I mean, it wasn't really, yeah, we could have created a model and we could have done something more efficient maybe, but it's easy to say that now, but at that time it wasn't really something obvious. And now it's very simple. It saves so much time and that's really amazing. So let's continue here. And again here with the MCP server malicious, yeah. All right, that's for the assets folder. And you see now I have the assets folder automatically. It just got created now. Perfect. So I just selected continue. That's for the history. And this is why I say that now VS Code is as good as Cursor and Windsurf. I mean, Windsurf got acquired by OpenAI. So we need to see what they will do with it. And the future of Windsurf, if it will be merged into the OpenAI services, or it will still be a standalone product. So I'm not too sure about that. So now we have the device mockup. Amazing, that's a new file, and let's see how it goes with that one. So it's still continuing now. Amazing. So now we have the template.js file. Lovely, and there it's being created again. So that's a new file. We just basically have to wait. It's nice to monitor this. a little bit like you would see a junior or a mid-engineer writing all of this for you, and you are just doing pair programming, and pair programming is just looking at the sound. And now we have the app.js. That's like one of the main files of the application, where it will save also the screenshots and also for the color, everything. So again, like the prompt I did was very simple. I was mostly specific about the size of the screenshots, but that was pretty much it. Everything else was quite vague, and I used to be more specific, and usually you have to be very specific. The more specific the prompt is, the better you will get as a result. And don't hesitate to question and to rewrite your prompt over and over again, and after to re-question. It's really like a back and forth game, basically. So it's very important for having a really good application, you have to be very vigilant of how you can improve the prompt, and the way you write it has to be so very specific, but also you have to know exactly what kind of idea, what you want. It's the same as a product owner. When you're a product owner, you have to be really specific to your engineers, to your software engineers, what you want and what kind of feature has to be delivered. If you're not specific, it will have misunderstandings and more communication, it's harder to have something straight, right away, correct, because you are too vague. And it's the same here. And you can also write a story or like a kind of a BDD story. So BDD story, it's very specific, something very technical, and that Copilot will really fully understand. And again, like you have to treat AI as your friend, but as well, you have to treat AI as someone who doesn't know what you know and what you want. So the more specific you are and the more details you give, the better the result will be. So here we can continue there. Lovely. And now we just continue and let's see how it goes. So we are continuing that. Perfect. So again, yes, continue. And like for the migration of the app, we can just first rename. The only issue is always when we rename the files. So we can first rename to TypeScript to make it compatible with the package. And I mean, you can keep JavaScript but having TypeScript files, and then after you can progressively migrate, or you can just do in one shot. You can also create a new branch, opening a pull request, review what Copilot did, and then continuing this way. And the result so far is better than what Cursor was giving me. Yeah, and I'm pretty impressed actually. And so you see that's iPhone 15, like 6.9, the resolution, and that's a 6.5. It's exactly what I asked. So that's fine. And all of this I didn't ask. But again, it's better to be specific because maybe I don't need this. Like it's the same when a product owner, a product manager, a PO, PM asks you to do something and they see a lot of features they didn't even ask or they didn't even need. They would say, why did you create this? It's the same with Copilot. You have to be extremely specific and you have to mention exactly the kind of specification, the kind of features and specs you need. Otherwise, it will not know and it can be an issue. So that's kind of clear here. I wonder why there's like a border there. And so where do I upload my image? I upload it here. Okay, so if I do upload one like that, it's nice to test, but I don't see my image. I will probably have to be more specific. Properties, yeah. Load demo. Oh, it has a load demo, yeah. Okay, demo content loaded. It's not over yet though. But it's funny, the load demo. But you see, I have 2 toast messages. I don't even have the time to read the first one. 1 toast message and 2 toast messages directly going over the first one. That's not ideal. Don't like that. And then hero, okay, apply template. It's okay, it's a nice and decent Electron app, but I don't see my image. It's hidden somewhere. I have the feeling it's like under something. So I can add text here, that's important. But again, how do I apply my text? You see, like, text is here, then disappeared. I can add shape. I have the feeling something is add device frame. Okay, yeah, clear everything. Yeah, canvas cleared. Probably one canvas is hiding something. Let's see if I upload directly. No, it's still not showing. Opacity. Yeah, something sounds not correct. Only the color works. Save screenshot, yeah, that's okay. Let's see for the other resolution if it works, but I doubt it will. Your text here. Oh no, my text is not showing. Alright, so we have to mention that for sure. Like really see, your hat will be a product owner. And something. What the demo mode does exactly. I couldn't have it worked correctly and only the background images work. Please review carefully all your changes to find any Canva flaws. Yeah, it's not something sounds incorrect. Just a background, and yeah, JPEG. Yeah, that's nice. Save, duplicate. Oh, okay, that's really handy. So we have shortcuts. So we have shortcuts. Can duplicate. Yeah, I love shortcuts. So having shortcuts, that's really good. Statistics. So the templates look a bit, statistics is black background. But if I add an image, it will never work. Yeah. But you see, we have already something. It's not usable yet, but let's say it's promising. That's the most important. The MVP has to be valuable. This is not valuable yet, but we are getting there. We need something with a maximum of impact for least amount of effort. So less effort, something very quick that gives the maximum impact, like the highest impact for the least effort. So that's the MVP we want. Yeah, so starting the app again now, the Electron app. New version, looks better or not? At least choose your device. Okay. Oh, I like that. That's probably part of the demo. Template, I'm not sure if it works. And image. No. When I add an image or a text, again, I will not continue here because I will first, I will continue for now, and then after I will write my prompt here. So when I add an image or a text, nothing is seen on the Canva. Similarly, the demo, the template modes seem to only show a different background color. That's all. Alright, so now I ask this, and you see, like, we are getting there, so that's really good. We have the export option. It's quite nice, and we can even export all templates if we want. Again, that has to be fixed. Oh, and I can check directly in my automatically it saves. It doesn't ask me for permission. So downloads. So if I go to downloads, let's have a look here. And I don't have the git ignore here. It's not finished yet, but we did a good progress. So if I go to download, and what do I have? Preview. Oh, yes, it says, do you have, it did create a folder for me. Wow, that's nice. Yeah, very impressive. So, oh yeah, okay, oh cool. So I can open that one. We can have a look. I think it's because the image size is not correct, but yeah. Your app name. And that's the one with the stats. But for some reason it doesn't work for me. Like this should show, it should show this to me when I change to different templates. And it doesn't. You see, there's nothing. That's why I did ask that on the prompt. So yeah, we are getting there. You see, like you have to be smart in the way you speak to AI. You have to treat AI as smart as any kind of software engineers. But if AI is not smart, it's because the quality of your prompt wasn't good enough. So you have to be always extremely specific. You have to review everything it generates for you. And you have to be aware that it will create and do some dumb things. That means like some dummy things such as having extra code, redundant things we don't need. And so you always need to be careful to clean up. Even if AI says to you, oh, I did clean up that, it doesn't mean it did the right cleanup. And there is probably more cleanup to do. So always be careful there. But it's an amazing journey, and I hope this video was helpful. I will continue the app on my own, and I will maybe make another video to show you the end of the app. And it will be posted on my YouTube channel, the same one. So just subscribe so you will see the end of the app, and you will also have a link to the GitHub repository where you will be able to clone this preview screenshots app, and you will be able to continue and to make a fork basically, and to make your own preview and screenshots app also with VS Code. So it's an amazing journey. It's unlimited. Only our creativity is the limitation, our limit in there. Have a happy AI coding, and see you in the next video.